Breaking news, polls have closed in WA where 1.8 million voters have had their say in a state election that will reverberate at the May federal election. Tonight we'll not only tell you how strongly the Labor vote has held up 4 years on from Mark McGowan's landslide win, we'll also take you through the Labor and Liberal swings in the federal seats critical to Anthony Albanese and Peter Dutton's polling prospects. This is a state election fought in the shadow of a looming federal poll. And to navigate all the ramifications from tonight's results, I'm delighted to be joined live in Perth by my colleagues, political editor Andrew Clennell and political presenter Ashley Gillen. Ash, first to you, good evening to you both in the West. What are you expecting, Ashley, in the hours ahead, and what will you be looking at if you're Peter Dutton or Anthony Albanese?
Kieran, I suspect that both of the major parties will be claiming a win of sorts tonight. Roger Cook obviously claiming the big overall win and will be back in government. But Libby Mettam will be claiming a win on the swing front. And if the Liberal Party can pick up more than 10 seats, she'll be claiming that as a credible result and a win for her own personal leadership, which has been under a cloud for some time now with the threat of Basil Zemplis looming in the background. When it comes to what Peter Dutton will be looking at, I'd be looking very closely at how the Teals perform, particularly in some of the state seats that fall into the federal seat of Curtin. There are several Teal challenges there, but I don't believe that any of those Teal candidates will be able to actually pick up a seat. It will be interesting to see what sort of vote the Liberals can get in some of those state seats like Cottesloe, like Nedlands, like Churchlands that fall within Curtin. Also in some of those federal seats, Bullwinkle, Tangney, it will be interesting to see how the Labor brand more broadly is going in some of those state results as well. A couple of winners tonight, but I think the loser tonight, Kieran, is going to be the WA Electoral Commission. The more I hear about the lines on the voting booths today, they were extremely long, people giving up after having to wait for more than an hour, ballot papers running out. So it hasn't been a good look for the Electoral Commission out on the ground today.
No, that's not good. We don't like to hear that. Andrew, we know WA was crucial at the last election as our federal coverage continued throughout the evening. We're all looking to the West. Will we, for another reason, come May?
Well, I think so. I think WA could be the state that saves Albanese or at least puts him into minority government. Labor here are confident of retaining all the federal seats they won in 2022. The only one they're worried about is Bullwinkle. Perth is booming. It's a thriving metropolis of 2.2 million now. Adelaide used to have the same population, a million, in the 1980s. Adelaide's now only 1.4 million. The Liberals ran on health, which is very unusual for a Liberal Party campaign, I guess. That's, of course, what federal Labor is running on. And Roger Cook neutralised a lot of the cost of living issues, free public transport, subsidies on electricity bills. But there's no big ticket promise here. Colin Barnett built Elizabeth Quay, Optus Stadium. Labor built the Perth to Mandurah rail line. There's no such promise in this particular contest. Not much imagination, big picture here. But WA is doing better than the rest of the country because of the resources sector, and that is what is will help Anthony Albanese, and you'll see that tonight. I expect the coalition to win 10 to 15 seats in the 59-seat parliament, Kieran, and that's good for democracy. You don't want just two Liberal Party members in that huge parliament, but ultimately it will be a triumphant night for the Labor Party.